or on pullback trading. So one thing you need to also be aware of is low volume. Clearly, this thing, if it's low volume, it's sort of your call to if you want to get in or not. Personally, I would not. Low volume just ain't worth it. It is not worth it. This is good. That's fine. These are all great. This one, you can just look at it. Uh, Not only you have to keep in mind low volume, but also its average trading range. Look at this thing. It starts at 195. It goes at 210. Like what's the point of this? You're watching it. You're watching glue dry. You don't want something like this. You want more volume because when you have more volume, then you get movement. This is what from 1530 all the way to 1770. Hooray! Yes, we want volume. So what about pre-market? This is how I feel about pre-market. It does matter. But just make sure, side note, don't enable pre-market as you trade because that'll affect the values. So turn pre-market off before as you scope out an entry. So pre-market does affect what I think about the potential of a stock. I don't want pre-market to act as resistance. If this thing were to rocket up into infinity, then it's just going to pull. It's a resistance. What's the point of getting into it? Let me see if I can find an example here. I want a big boy. Here we go. Okay, here's a big boy. Making sure, yeah. I would like something a bit stronger, but okay, here's a good example. So pre-market, it's way up at 1880, and it slowly just trickles down. Yes, there's a bounce, but there's just not much potential from what I've traded from my own personal experience because pre-market is just resistance. So if you see something like this, you don't want this, or you do, but just kind of be a bit more conservative on taking these sort of trades if it triggers. On this one, for example, let's see, it did trigger right here. Yellow plus the bullish divergence is 2 candles behind, and the Williams VIX. Green vertical bar is active, so this would work right here. Entry 1628, stop 1609, and you would have made profit. But again, when I see this huge pre-market run, I just kind of sort of steer away from it naturally. Although this one though, not gonna lie, it's real smooth. It's just steps going down and then get a little pullback. I mean, it's nice. It's nice. The ones with huge potentials are the ones where there's nothing happening in pre-market. Let's take a look here. Pre-market is diddly squat. Okay. So this could be an example. Well, no. Something happened here. There's a little bit more action going on. I want something with no action in pre-market. Okay, barely any action. Another thing is barely any volume. That's what you want. And I don't I don't focus on, oh my goodness, it broke a low day here. Don't trade it anymore. No, because as you can see, it did take a nice even though it broke the opening low, it still made a comeback. And there it goes. I did trade this one, by the way, I believe. So don't worry about it. Hey, it broke low of day. Do I just it made a new low of day? Do I just not get in? No, get in. It's still good from my experience. As long as pre-market volume was low. So this was fine. Let's see RCLV. This nope. See when you had huge pre-market volume, take a look at this one, 135K, 113K. It's obviously significant compared to what you see intraday. So the resistance of pre-market held it down. Okay, so apps. This one, what I oh one more thing. I know I keep saying this again. I'm making this video in one shot. So let's just say I would agree that there's not much volume in pre-market. Okay, so I would keep looking at this. Now you have to add some context to it. When you take the trade, when it triggers, what's it looking like up to that point? What do I mean by that? So let's go with, can I get an arrow here? Ooh. So it starts at pre-market, at the open of pre-market. It's steadily going down. And it pops a little, but it's still going down. And when would all four stars align for you to have taken a trade? Well, it would have been right. We get a circle. Ah, been right here, I think. No, right. It would have been right here. Oh, this is an example of a delay. Okay, good. I have this pulled up. Good. Okay, so yellow, good. Green plus good. There's the pivot icon, and then green bar for the from the Williams. So this one had a delay of 1, 2, 3 candles. I don't see this very often. I want to stick with 2 max, but let's just do this as an example. So the entry would still be 538. The stop would be 526. And of course, you probably got like nearly 1 R before it started tanking, cratering again. So, I mean, it could have worked, yeah, but when you have, again, put everything in context, it's steadily tricking down from pre-market, and as you make the entry, it just made a new low of day. So it's like, yeah, I mean, if nothing happened in pre-market, maybe it goes up, but it's just one of these. This is a situation where there's just not much potential, at least not for me. I need more examples. Let's go 624. Okay, give me a second here. Let's go to 625. Okay. Okay, this is nice. All right, there was some activity in pre-market. And you might be thinking, okay, if I apply just what I just said, well, at the time, hey, don't you think that pre-market here is going to hold this down? Yeah, sure. So I won't really look at it, but then we have to put it in context. It's when the yellow tag, when all 4 stars align, what's it look like then? So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So in context, it I mean it in the intraday, during intraday, it broke a new high. Yeah, I mean, sorry, it made a new high of day. It broke over resistance, pre-market resistance. So the pre-market resistance has now been nullified. So now you could just say, well, it's starting from here, the 51 cent ish. It goes up to 91. It pulls back to 67 and a half. And now I would take this entry because now we're putting some context in. If the pre-market were, let's just say 98 cents, okay, I probably wouldn't because it's going to act as resistance. So what's the result of this? It works out. Time to go to video 5.